Hey there, I'm Anthony Romano, and I'm going to tell you in this video how to manage energy levels on keto and what you should expect basically if you're starting a ketogenic diet or if you are advanced on a ketogenic diet. Alright, so, for those of you who don't know, I've been doing keto for a long time. Okay, I work with people on a very regular basis on implementing keto and certain nutritional strategies into their life. So, when we're talking about energy levels on keto, a common question I am asked is, I don't feel like I have a lot of energy. Why does everybody talk about them having lots of energy when I don't feel this? Okay, this is commonly stated by a lot of newbies, okay, because when you first start keto, when you first start a ketogenic diet, your energy is not going to be super high. Okay, you got to remember your body is switching over from a carb metabolism. It is not used to running without carbs, metaphorically and literally. And when we're talking about, integrating keto into your life and making it your fuel, making fat your primary fuel, making ketones your primary fuel for your brain, what's going to happen is your body's going to take time to adapt. Okay, this is very key. It's very foundational. It's something that discourages a lot of people because they think they're going to have this massive energy boost right away. Not everybody has that. Some people do. I've actually met some people who've noticed they've had better workout performance, more energy after the first week. But usually, the first 3 days are going to suck. You're going to be switching over from a carb metabolism, and that's not going to happen until you deplete your liver of its stores of glycogen. After that point, you're going to enter ketosis, and your body's going to be pretty shit at that. It's not going to be very good because it's not used to this, and it has to build up the efficiency. You're going to be wasting a lot of ketones through your saliva, urine, and basically bodily fluids. And essentially, your body is not that good at using ketones, and it uses most of them for the needs of your entire body. When you get the actual energy boost of keto, what's going to happen is your body's going to start using about 75% of the ketones you make for your brain, which is why a lot of people notice this lack of fatigue is one big thing. In addition to presence of energy, it's a lack of, I need a nap. It's a lack of, coma after you eat a meal. Okay, so essentially that is partially due to 75% of the ketones you're making going right to your brain. And in the beginning, the first 3 to 4 weeks, your body is using a lot of the ketones for the muscles, the body, all of the functions of your body. Okay, it hasn't gotten to that point where it's used to things. So in the start, of course, logically, you're not going to have as much energy. But you have to realize, everybody talks about doing these approaches with carbs in place by eliminating fat. Everybody talks about doing low-fat diets. But here's the thing. Fat is a superior energy source. It is 9 calories a gram. I say this in about every 4th video because it's very useful. And it's a tool. It's a piece of information that is something you should remember. You should write that down. Fat is 9 calories a gram. Write that down. Okay? Carbs are 4. So fat is literally double the energy of carbs and more, and a bit more. So the thing is, once you put up with the initial 3 days for your body to enter ketosis, your body is going to have a superior fuel. Okay? And it's going to be able to do double the amount with half the amount of resources. But guess what? Your body, if you're anything less than shredded, it has a abundance of fat to use as fuel. So we're, the territory we're in here is good. This is why it's optimistic that you're going to have lots of energy, even if it doesn't happen right away. So after that point, your body actually gets better at using carbohydrates. This is basically an explanation of keto adaptation. Once you get adapted to using fat as fuel, your body's going to use carbs doubly as effectively. So it's a double whammy effect. On one hand, you have a better fuel, and it's double the energy itself, and it's your primary fuel now. And on the other hand, you have the fuel that even is the quick burst fuel that is meant for, extreme dire situations, carbohydrates. Now you are using that in a doubly effective manner because your body is less likely to waste carbohydrate. When you are on a carb metabolism, your body becomes dependent on carbohydrates. There's work on this from Jeff Volek and Dr. Stephen Finney. Maybe I'll post a little infographic there, but if I didn't, whatever, sorry. Basically, I probably did, but basically, when you're on a carbohydrate metabolism, your body starts to lock everything in a carbohydrate metabolism. It doesn't want to change things. So it is much more likely to waste carbohydrates because it expects you to get them the next day. Okay? But in reality, our evolution was in the wintertime. Good luck getting carbohydrates. You're not going to get them. Fruits don't grow. Vegetables don't grow. Sure, you could ferment them for a bit, depending on where you live, the climate, but for the most part, you're not getting an abundance of fruit, okay? You're not getting an abundance of grains. A lot of things don't grow, and there would be a lot of fasting in the winter as well, aka ketogenic metabolism, because anytime you're not eating carbs, even if you're not eating anything, you're in a keto state. Okay, so our body is meant to hop in between these metabolic states. Okay, there's no problem with that. And anybody who says that you can't do keto, because I've had some keto haters who say that, it's unnatural, explain to me how somebody would avoid a keto diet in a primal winter. It wouldn't happen. So, besides the point, I'm not telling you have to eat like that exactly. I'm not telling you have to do, anything in particular. I'm just telling you that cutting out carbohydrates is something that can be a powerful energy boost for you. So the energy levels will increase around 2 to 3 weeks in, that's on a good note. Some people are outliers and they notice benefits right away after the first week. Some people are outliers and they take 4 or 5 weeks to notice the benefits. But the point is, you don't want to break the cycle by having carbohydrate days yet. I always say with people that I work with that basically, once you get adapted, you can start making this a balanced lifestyle. You can start having carbohydrate days, and once you're getting clean sources of carbohydrates, you can make this happen as often as you want, every week if you want. But the key first is to get your adaption set in stone and essentially put up with the first 3 to 4 weeks. By the way, when I'm saying put up, that's a term that I'm picking just to, soothe how it sounds to you. Because in my opinion, the only times that are hard, and from the people, this has been relayed to me by my clients, the only times that it's hard is the first 3 days. After that point, keto is not hard at all. You look at chocolate like it's plastic, unless you are severely, insulin resistant or something of that nature, pre-diabetic, then it might be a bit harder and it might take a little bit longer. But regardless, after the first 4 to 8 weeks, you will, if you put up with it for that long, even if it's very hard for you, you will get to a point where you look at donuts like they are plastic. It does not create a physiological response in you because your blood sugar is stable. The reason why you salivate at certain carbohydrate foods, maybe you're even salivating right now when I'm talking about them, is because, or when you smell them, is because your blood sugar is low. And your body then needs to correct that imbalance and upregulates the sort of physiological appetite markers, okay, if you want to call it that. So, in order to, compensate and raise that blood sugar. So what we're getting at here is your body will only want to do that if it's locked in a carb metabolism. Okay, and once you liberate yourself from that metabolism, right, from that constant hamster wheel of carb metabolism, you will notice the abundant energy effect of ketogenic dieting. And this is why you should not be discouraged if it is tough for the first 3 days or even the first full week. Okay, there are plenty of other tips that I can give you for managing those initial weeks, right? Getting adequate sodium, getting adequate potassium, using the right forms of those in a salt form, basically the chloride form of both of those, and essentially making sure you get enough fats in the beginning. And also a load of other tips that I'm writing in my upcoming book and program, Keto Pro Start, okay, which is basically how to start keto like a pro and how to maintain keto like a pro for health and lifestyle purposes, okay? So there's loads of other tips. Watch my other videos for those, or go to my website for coaching, programs, free guides, things of that nature to help yourself even more with managing those questions you may have, and also ask them in the comments below if you have any other things that I haven't already answered. So that is it for this video. Your energy will increase on keto. Do not be discouraged, okay? And hopefully I've given enough explanation as to how it will benefit and how it will improve based on the physiological mechanisms that take place after your body liberates itself from a constant carb dependence, okay? And how it can further improve upon its efficiency of carbohydrate metabolism once you've achieved fat adaption, okay? And also the historical context and evolutionary theory as to why these are two perfectly natural processes and our body is meant to oscillate between the two. That is it for this video. Anthony Romano. Follow me on Instagram also, and subscribe to me and like this video. Thank you for watching. Peace.